Hey, what's going on? My name is Anthony Vitale, and at this time, I'm being joined by Vincent Bennett. He sings in a band called the Acacia Strain.
Yeah.
Vincent,
Not
thanks
today.
for... Not today. Today,
It's a cock punch.
Cock punch.
It's a cock punch.
Today he's at the cock punch. So,
And it's making faces at me.
and first of all, thanks for taking this. I've been a fan for
Yep.
some time.
We've been trying to do this interview for longer.
Yeah, I was gonna leave that out, but we're
trying
finally
to do this
here.
for a long
We're finally here. But thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Speaking of many years, your last run that you did was the Common Vision tour.
Sure.
And it was the unofficial 10-year anniversary for your record, The Dead Walk.
What was the official anniversary, but we didn't do a tour surrounding it.
The part that I want to get to is that you didn't really put it in lights. It
No.
wasn't the 10-year anniversary
Right.
of The Dead Walk, which is usually a cash grab for a lot of bands
That's why
these
we didn't
days.
do it.
All right.
We don't care, generally.
Well, it's an iconic record. So
I like, if it's like a band that I love, I like when they do like, oh, we're playing this record front to back, but I don't feel like we're one of those bands. Like, Hatebreed can do it. I think Acacia Strain can do it. Like, we're just like, I don't know, we're a band. We have songs. A lot of our songs are not better than other songs, so we don't want to do like we wanted to prove to ourselves that we could still do a tour and not have to be like, this is what we're doing, it's gonna be crazy. And just do a tour and that's it. And it worked. We had a good time.
So how do you feel about bands that do it for a cash grab?
It's their thing. I don't care. It's not my band, so I don't. It's like that's their thing. I stay out of everyone's business. It's just do whatever you want. It's your band, not mine.
Fair enough. So that was a tour for an album called The Dead Walk.
Yep.
You've got a lot of music over the years. It's been a long career. So what album? If I were to give somebody the Acacia Strain, right?
Sure.
If you wanted to put somebody onto your band,
Okay.
after all these years,
Right.
a new kid, what album and or song would you start them off with?
Like an introductory Acacia Strain 101. Like, what would I want someone to hear first?
Yeah,
Like,
if they wanted to get into you, have all the music that you have.
I'd say I'd want them to hear Wormwood first. I feel like, that's one of my favorite records we've put out. And that's saying a lot because the stuff that's old, it's like just one of those things when you're in a band, you just don't want to play that stuff anymore. But Wormwood, I feel like, has stood the test of time for me, as playing the songs and enjoying it. Whereas a lot of the songs off 3750 and Dead Walk and whatever, like, I'm just like, well, we have to play this song because this is what kids want to hear. But like, I feel like the Wormwood songs we play for ourselves as well as the kids who want to hear it. I feel like that record was a lot of people's introduction to us. Even though we've been a band for a long time, a lot of the younger kids got into Wormwood first, and I feel like that's the record people should hear first.
Is that a personal favorite record of yours as
Yes.
well?
That and Come Witch are my two favorite records we've done.
Do you have a personal favorite song? Do you have a few all-time
See,
favorite?
the thing is
Acacia
that
Strain
my
songs?
personal favorite song isn't even on either of those records. It's Dr. Doom. I like playing that song live a lot because it has a lot to give. It's like really fast and then it slows down at the end and it gives something. Because it's something for everybody, and it's fun to play live.
So Dr. Doom is a favorite song,
Yeah.
and Wormwood is a favorite record.
Right.
Let's talk about a spot on a record called Coma Witch.
Sure.
It's a song called World Demise.
Okay.
The next interview I have lined up is with Incendiary.
Oh yeah.
And I want to talk about the part with Brendan on it.
Okay.
Not so much well received, not really too much attention, right? But let's tap into it a little bit, right? Might not be a relevant question, but let's tap into it.
Sure.
Is it metal elitism? Is it hardcore elitism? How come people can't just enjoy a part like this?
I don't know. People are the worst. It's just people don't understand that people in bands are friends with each other regardless of the music they play. We've played shows with Incendiary. We did a weekend with them once and it was awesome, and they're all really nice guys, and that's what guest spots on records are all about. It's like showcasing your friends and introducing them to people that wouldn't normally listen to their band. some people are gonna have a problem with it, but other people are gonna like it. You know, I was talking to I don't like name dropping. I was talking to my friend Kyle. He sings for a band Born Low.
Okay.
And he was on Wormwood on the vinyl for Jonestown, and him and Brendan are friends as well, and they were talking together about Acacia Strain should make a shirt with both their pictures on it, with the comments, like all the hate comments underneath their pictures. You know, it's just like, it's ridiculous. Like people take music too seriously. It's just music. It's like I'm using the wrong parts to construct a nuclear bomb. You know, I'm just making songs. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. That's all I have to say. Listen to something else.
You've seen the changes over the years. You said you've played with bands like Bane and Bleeding Through and
I've never played with Bane.
You never did?
Once.
Sorry, I
in
feel
San
like
Antonio. I played Bane
you
once
had
in San
told me
Antonio.
once. But so when did a battle line get drawn here?
There's always been one. Ever since I was going to shows, there was one. You know, it was soft for a while, like, but when I first started going to shows, there was a hard line between metalheads and hardcore kids, and either you liked one or you liked the other. And then metalcore got invented, and it was like 18 Visions and, you know, Harvest and bands like that, and it kind of blurred the lines. And then, like, you know, Trustkill Records started getting bigger, and Eulogy started getting bigger, and people were more understanding and open-minded, and that was a good time. And then it kind of split because the metalcore scene got oversaturated, and everybody stopped caring, and they just wanted to listen to either metal or hardcore. They didn't want a blend of both. So they did, and it just went back. And I feel like there's always been a line. It's just sometimes it was softer than others. There's always people who are going to say, you know, this band isn't hardcore, that band isn't metal, or this and that. And it's like, who cares? You know, like I said, it's just music. Listen, if you like it, listen to it. If you don't, who cares? Like, the internet has ruined most things because it gives everyone an open forum to voice their opinion, and they think their opinion matters. And in reality, your opinion matters to you, maybe a handful of other people, and that's it. And shut up. I guess if I want to be eloquent like that, shut up.
You're in a band that has lasted through these years.
Sure.
Some bands lose relevance, some bands lose street credit. The Acacia Strain has been a band that has...
I don't think we have relevance or street credit, for the record.
For a lot of people, though, you've maintained it, though, and there's a level of respect for you on a personal level, too, for a lot of people.
There's respect, but there's also, it comes with disrespect as well. I'm not mad about it.
Fair enough.
It's just people's opinion.
So now, how do you maintain a respect, though? How do you...
I don't know. I think I don't aim for it. You know, it's just like one of those things where it's just like, be who you are, and if it works for you, go ahead. If it doesn't, who cares? Just be yourself. That's all I've ever been. I've never been trying to like pander or anything. I mean, sometimes I'll wear like, oh, I'm in Pittsburgh, I'll wear a Steelers jersey, but that's as far as I go as far as pandering. It's just like, do what you want, be who you want to be, and who cares? And don't think you're better than who you actually are, because you're not. That's really it. I think it's a low self-esteem. You know?
Yeah,
It's
strange because there are bands that don't necessarily change, and people just don't care too much for them anymore. But I feel that Acacia Strain, most people...
It's a recycling. You know, there's always a recycling. There's fair weather fans that'll come and go, and then there's always going to be like a solid base for any band. You know, even if it's one or two people, it's still like that band has their solid base of people.
Sure.
You know, every once in a while you're going to put out a record that people don't like, or people don't even think you should have put out, but whatever. We're still going to play the songs that they want to hear live. We play the songs that we want to play live. That's all there is to it, I guess. I don't know. I don't think we're half as successful as you think we are, but that's just me. I'm just doing it because I have fun doing it. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
You're someone that is aware of new bands coming up.
I try to be. It's hard because there's so many new bands.
Well, I see a lot of bands that they seem to get big and they don't really have their ear to the ground anymore. And you're always seem to be wearing new shirts. You take out a young, hot band like
Young hot band.
Young, well,
A young hot band like Knock Loose. I'm giving you shit, man. Chill. Roll.
so you take out a young hot band like Knocked Loose
Topping the charts, baby.
or Culture Killer, right?
Sure.
These cool young bands, right? Whereas other bands don't seem to give other bands a chance or new bands a chance, and they don't hear about it until they reach their level.
Right.
Is it essential to keep your ear to the ground?
For me, it is because I like listening to new music. You know, it's when I play shows, I always try and peek in on the local bands. A lot of people don't think I do, but I try and peek in on local. Knock Loose is a local band. We played with them in Louisville, no, Indianapolis, and I was like, this band's gonna be great. Band's gonna be huge, you know. And I took them on tour the first opportunity that I got, you know. So it's like sometimes it's about giving back, you know. Like bands took my band out when we were no one, and I want to take bands out that I think people would like if they could get a chance to get out there, you know. Obviously, I can't do it for everybody, and no one can, but it's not about being like, I'm old, you know. It's not about trying to be youthful and all this shit. It's like, what's going on? They're eating pizza. It's not about trying to be youthful. I know that I'm not a young person anymore. But it's like, I don't know, I just like new music. I like to explore.
Who's on top of that? Who are some new bands that people should check out?
Right now, off the top of my head, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
Is there anyone from the area? Is there anyone else that has impressed you?
We're playing with a band right now called the Dahlia.
Sure.
They're heavy. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a band called Vamchara. I've heard a lot about. I've listened to them a couple times. Very good. I don't know. This is like
you're on the spot.
This is an on the spot question, and it's hard for me to do stuff like this sometimes. But it's like, you know, there's two. Check them out if you like heavy music.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think of other ones, but I just can't. Oh well. Every Time I Die just put out on a record. It's pretty good. I just saw Crowbar the other day. Even if they're not new bands, people sometimes don't know about them.
Yeah, for sure.
Crowbar, I watched the other night in front of 150 people, and I was like, this is crazy because everyone I know is like, Crowbar. It's like, where are you? You know, if a band comes to your town...
Well, they have the shirt. They have the shirt,
exactly.
right.
You bought it online.
They have the shirt.
Go watch these bands because they're the reason that a lot of music exists, you know? I don't know. It's hard for me to watch a bunch of people jock a band and then not go see them. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, there's a lot of that. What's next for you?
We're playing 2 holiday shows in December. One is in Clifton Park, New York. The other one's going to be in Worcester. They're both going to be Toys for Tots or toy donation shows. Like you show up with a toy, you get $5 off the door or something like that.
Cool.
It's cool. We like to do it every year if we're not on tour. After that, we don't know. We're working on stuff. We recorded a record in June. We're waiting for a release date and stuff like that. So
Can you tell me a little bit about that? Maybe
I don't
nothing.
know. We don't even have a release date yet. So.
Did you Will Putney or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What is it gonna sound like?
Acacia Strain.
Casey.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the pleasure has been all mine.
Hey, man.
Thanks a lot.
You got it.
This is Vincent Bennett.
Hey.
Thanks again, and thanks for watching.